Hello everybody and welcome back to the Old Guy Farmer's Single Player Challenge. This is episode 35. This should be day 5 of summer year 2. And we have got grass to mow finally in full stage growth. So we are going to be full bore silage bale production. So let's go ahead and jump on in. So I did a little bit of mod cleanup earlier today. And I removed an older version of the AR pack. I've got the newer version in here that's in the mod hub. I'm going to go ahead and activate that up. Go ahead and add these in. It's down here somewhere. I think I skipped it, missed it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's go ahead and go on in. Hey, Northeast Rail. Hey, Danny. Hey, Joshua. You all must have been sitting around waiting on me. I tell you, I haven't felt good all day. Had a little bit of a fever, but just the idea of coming in here and doing a stream kind of perked me up a little bit. We are one game day away from halfway point. So we are very close to starting our downhill run. Makes me very excited. This is a long marathon, and I'll be happy to be at the halfway point. Alright, so it is day 5 of summer. First thing we want to do is, I think we've already checked the sheep price, but I want to do that just in case we haven't. 34.40, that's exactly what I had written down. So we're good to go there. Just checking to see our pallets. Got almost 4 full pallets of wool. Alright, we do have some bales of hay to still pick up. So I want to get them picked up before I forget about them. Alright, let's turn this on. Thank you, Danny, for the well wishes. Alright, so we had 42, and then we fed 2 bales of hay to the sheep yesterday, and now we've got another 4 more bales. Oh, that was a little chaotic there. So I'm just trying to, let's see here, so it's 40, 46, 47, 48. Alright, so we got 48 bales here of hay, which is good. We're going to get our hired helper here to fertilize these grass fields that we mowed. Alright. She is busy doing that. we're going to go down here and get our big M fired up and get into the mowing. We're going to mow one field at a time. Take it easy. We don't want too much grass on the ground at any one point in time, because in some testing on some other maps, it seems that grass starts to rot near instantaneously once you've cut it. So we don't want too much grass on the field. We got a couple stumps we really probably should have taken out. But we'll take them out later. Alright, let's get to mowing. Go ahead and bring up our GPS just to keep things nice and straight. This guy gets stuck down here all the time on this fence. Whoa, whoa. He only gets stuck on this part of the fence. Seems the rest of the fence is far enough away. There's a reason why I started him on that field versus the field over here to the right, and that is that it seems like every time we fertilize the field to the right, he goes ahead and fertilizes the field that we're mowing at the same time. So might as well take advantage of that little idiosyncrasy and wait until we have harvested this field of grass, and then set him to fertilize that field, so he'll take care of this one at the same time. Joshua, I take it you are an Xbox or PS4 player? I saw you talking about that Black Sheep Mods truck in another stream. You're free to mention it once, but please don't spam chat with the great, wonderful news. I know you're probably excited, but once is good enough. Looks like our helper is finished over there. We'll go ahead and move him over here to this other field and kind of stage him. So I'm debating what field we're going to mow next. When we mowed field 11 last year, it seemed to take pretty much all day to mow and bale that. Now we did use smaller mowers to do that, but I'm thinking maybe we'll move down to field 23 or 24 next. Well, if we're going to do field 23 or 24, we might as well take him back. It's interesting how we just mowed these last night, and they've already had a growth stage, but that must be just because we happened to catch it right there on the growth stage transition. So we're going to need to try to remember to see if the movement from mid-summer to late summer is a common occurrence. There's a hay bale back there. Or not. Hi Mac Daddy, how you doing? I saw you subscribed recently. Thank you for the subscription. Now we have the long, arduous process of mowing or of baling and wrapping. Making pink mushroom or pink marshmallows. That's what we called it. Let's slow our trains down. Looks like our sheep are almost ready to fill out that fourth pallet. It's going to be, we've sold 6 pallets already, so that would be 10 pallets of wool that they have made in spring and summer. I am thinking about buying additional sheep to bring us up to 200 when the price is low enough. And I'm going to try to carry 200 sheep into next spring. You like squarish fields? Is that what you're saying in the last comment? A map, however, is squared? What are your general tastes in a map? I've got several map videos. You give me some general hints on what kind of a map you like, I might be able to direct you to some. So, squarish fields. Oh, I don't know if I can think of any that are square, mostly squarish. Yeah, there's well, there's this map, which is a Goldcrest Valley edit, that obviously has squarish fields. There is a map called Blue Ridge Acres that's also a Goldcrest Valley edit. Both of them have their own kind of spins on the Goldcrest. This one, for example, has kind of 3 independent farms, if that's something you're interested in. So you like industry and multiple crop types. There's a map that I was playing a fair bit on called Serenity Valley. It's been recently updated to include lots of industry in the map. Most, if not all, of those fields are square, so that might be a map you want to check out. It's called Serenity Valley Rise of Industry. Stevie has a map, a new map out called Snutterton Farm. Those fields are kind of squarish. There's some square fields and there's some not so square fields. Are you on PC or console? I'm assuming PC. There's a map called Maverick Valley, Maverick Farm. You can find it over at PCSG. I think it's been uploaded to a couple other sites. It has a fair bit of industry in it also. I just encourage you to maybe check out my playlist of map videos. Well, that's a very interesting problem that you start with 10 animals, but you come back and you have a whole lot more. There is a map called Nagas Valley. You can find it over at PCSG. It's got squarish fields. And there's not really any industry on the map, but you could put your own down. Now, one of the nice things with maps that often have industry built in, like Maverick and Serenity Valley 2, is, and basically also Stevie's maps, is with Nagas, or no, not with Serenity Valley 2 and Mavericks. I think both of those maps have what are called pallet movers on the industries. So when a pallet fills up, basically just another, it moves out of the way and another pallet spawns. And you can often get up to 6 pallets stacked up there before the whole industry shuts down. And Stevie's maps always include auto sell triggers. So you don't even have to pick up the pallets from those industries. They just sell after another pallet is generated. What did you miss, old guy farmer? We just mowed and we're starting to bale and make our pink marshmallows. I don't know if you watched the stream from the other day, but yesterday we baled up a bunch of hay. We've got it stacked down there in the barn. I anticipate that's all the hay I'll need for the rest of the challenge to feed our sheeps. Thanks to your experience, you saw that you experienced full map grass growth in late summer, so I was anticipating having the same growth pattern as you did, and indeed at midnight all of the map grass went to full growth. So we actually mowed fields 15 and 12 at not full growth to get our hay, and we are now in full silage production. Do you play with Seasons, Mac Daddy? Let's back up. That's something that I've found with industry, some maps, is the introduction of Seasons really messes with the output to where you can seriously have to babysit those darn things almost constantly because lots of industries just seem to produce way too quick once you run at anything higher than 1x speed. I think starting with pigs day one is almost total disaster. I mean, it's almost like welcoming bankruptcy because you've got to buy so much. Especially if you try to keep them at full productivity. Oh, hey Mark, how you doing? As we're talking about pigs, we had ourselves a nice ham today. I think the best strategy is to buy your pigs after you've already brought in your first full harvest, or buy them close to when you're bringing in the full harvest. I forget when they're the cheapest. If they're technically cheaper after your full harvest or not. Alright, we're going to pick these up because we can go ahead and get our guy fertilizing these. I don't know if there was anybody in yesterday watching the stream when it was pitch black while we were picking up bales, but this is the trailer we were using. It's now daylight. You can actually see the darn thing. So if end of fall is the cheapest time to buy pigs, that's right after the harvest, so that's perfect because you would have hopefully brought in everything you need to sustain them. I'm just hitting everything today. I guess there isn't a silo for beets or potatoes, is there? You could buy pallets, but that's about the only thing you can buy. Oh, almost a full load there. Alright, we're going to head down here and see about we're going to have to move this stuff. This tractor's going to be in his way. Oh, I didn't. I know there's the buyable silos, but I didn't know if there was actually a sugar beet silo or a potato silo. And since they don't eat that much, you probably only have to buy one silo, and that would probably feed them forever. Took most of these stumps out, but not all of them. There's my little patch of wheat. See, I grow something other than grass. I got about I don't know however much that little bit is over there. 15 or 20 liters, yards, whatever, bushel. I think a good I think it may be a good, because you said the next challenge you wanted to have benchmarks, or yeah, I think you call them benchmarks, but I think a good strategy would be to require at the end of the first year to have, you know, so many of each type of animal. And then if you run that multiple years, at the end of year 2, so many more of each animal. So maybe at the end of year 1 you have to have 50 of each animal type. At the end of year 2 you have to have 100 of each animal type or something like that. Or maybe you bump that number up. Or if you don't require all 3 animals, you only require 1 or 2, then obviously the quantities could be higher, because you would allow people to basically specialize in an animal type. Or if you can get 3 teams, maybe somehow there's a lottery, and each team is assigned a specific animal at the start of the challenge, and basically that's the animal that they have to specialize in. But I did notice that with pigs, since they reproduce now twice a year, they seem to reproduce half as often in each season. So in theory, at the end of the year, you still have the same reproduction rate. You don't have to feed as many pigs, though, over summer that you would in the first iteration of seasons. So that could be a little bit of an advantage, but it's not like you're going to have twice as many pigs twice as fast or anything. Alright, I see our helper up there is finished fertilizing. Now what will be some interest, and I don't know if it's because I've planted grass on everything, or if I don't know if Old Guy Farmer is seeing the same type of behavior on his map. But my hired helper, you see he's up there at field 14. We started him at field 15, and he just went ahead and fertilized both fields. He just went from one field to the next. So let's look at this, and you'll see that he's basically fertilized these 2 fields, minus a little bit. So I don't want to hit. So this particular Big M does not extend like that, Mac Daddy. That would probably be the one that has been, well, I don't want to say the word because I try not to use potty words on the stream, if you will, but the version that extends out is a starts with a B word, in my opinion. One of the constraints of this challenge, not really constraints but requirements, is that we run realistic equipment, and that is obviously not a realistic feature. I saw your Canadian, is it Canadian National train, old guy, if you're still in the stream? It was CN, is that Canadian National? So who wants to guess at how many bales we're going to pull off of this field area here? We've never mowed this area. This is the first time we've had grass to full growth on this field. So I'm a little curious as to how many bales we're going to get. We kind of played the guessing game last year on the other fields that we mowed. I'm guessing that we're going to get 30 bales off of this field. Hope that that bale doesn't end up in the road. We'll never find it again. was just looking at all those trees, thinking to myself that that would be a great section of trees to save for a hard winter. After seeing Grizzly Bear's experience with the snow and the hard winter, I'm keeping all the easy trees that we have left on the map. I'm not going to touch them until we have until it's winter. We're going to move up into the fields or in the hills and log up there when the weather's good. All right, Mac Daddy says, well, 34 to 40. You gotta pick one number. Can't have a range. We need one number. I think the only really bad thing about the train skins is the is they tend to glow in the dark. They're a bit bright. All right. Let's see here. Alright, that should be close to the Big M's working width. So Mac Daddy says 34 now. Let's see here, how many did we get off of that run? We got 4, 5, we got 6 bales off of this one strip. Six, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 37, plus whatever we got on the outside. So it's looking more like 45. It's GTX. How you doing, Andy? What is it? What time is it out there in on the other side of the globe? Is it morning for you? Well, I think the challenge is going good for us. Tomorrow, I'm excited because at the end of tomorrow's game day, we will officially be halfway. And the rest of the challenge will be downhill from there. We brought in the Big M. We brought in the big guns this year for our bailing efforts. When it gets dark quick. Hello Hunter, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. I think we'll have time to finish baling this field. We'll probably pick the grass up off the field, and then we'll probably need to call the stream. We'll probably fast forward into tomorrow. So I'm thinking we can finish in the next 2 hours. Should be able to do that. Loads of pink marshmallows. Where's the giant graham cracker and Hershey bar? There's a local ice cream shop down the street from us that has a special flavor every week, and they rotate. And I think last week's flavor was s'mores. We were not quite adventurous enough to try it, but I can imagine it would be quite tasty. They've developed a German chocolate cake concoction that tastes remarkably exactly like German chocolate cake, only in ice cream form. Well, that's good to hear, Mac Daddy. That one doesn't have industry, but you'll obviously be able to put your own down, should you wish. We'll have 1 hour to pick up our bales here. 1 game hour. Which isn't that much time. So that map requires you to, you're going to need to sign up for an account with PCSG to download that map. But trust me, you won't regret signing up for that website. They will in no way sell your information, spam you, or anything like that. That is a website that I can firmly and confidently endorse. I'm not really sure why the map requires you to be a member. There seems to be other maps on that site that let you download without being a member, but some of the more recent uploads seem to require membership. So the only big negative about this trailer is it makes quite a mess if you when you unload. Alright, we won't count those 3 bales. We'll start counting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 4, 5, 6, 27, 28, 29, 30. There goes my guess. 31, 30, 32, 33, and 34. Oh, you little... Ugh. Well, I missed that one. So 34 bales. You guessed it. So we might as well run these up here and just plop them where we're going to store all of our bales. Since it's after midnight, we'll go ahead and run our other load up there. So I'll show this trailer off again since we have plenty of time now. I think this trailer has the I think this trailer has one of the newer UAL scripts, because I noticed that you can move where it that's raising it and lowering it, so you can kind of move where it dumps the bales. So I think that might be with the new UAL. GTX might know more on that. Someone was mentioning a while ago, right after the new AR pack came out, that the flatbed let you unload in layers. So that must have been what they meant. You could unload on top of an existing stack of bales. I thought they were kind of implying that you could load additional layers on top, but maybe they were talking about unloading. There goes that sheep trying to climb the gate again. no. The only real negative to this trailer, there's two negatives to this trailer. One, it doesn't cleanly unload because they kind of roll. But two, it seems that the, is that all of them? If you unload center, they kind of blow out on you. I had to strap it down real quick. And it seems to have a very close pickup window, pickup trigger maybe, whatever you call it. I mean, you got to be really almost right on top of the bale. Oh, whoa. What are we doing here? Well, that's interesting. I guess you could say I rolled the log trailer. Alright, let's take it a little easier, I guess. I guess it's a wee bit top heavy. Oh, it's a heavy load. Heavy load. We kind of stash our bales up there so our competitors that might come in and watch some streams don't necessarily see how many bales we got. Plus, that's where the bale sell point has been moved to, so it's close to where we need to be to sell the bales once that time comes. So we are allowed to run one mission per game day. So let's see what we got going on here. No mission available there. We got a fertilizing mission. What else we got? Yeah, I kind of got my eye on that field, so we might as well run this mission. We got a white Voltra. That's rather interesting. Alright, well, we'll just sit here for the next 15 or so minutes and run this. So, guys, I don't know if you saw that in the mod hub today, there was a couple cool mods that came out. One of them was a pickup triple pack that had kind of an old school pickup that has a tonneau cover on the back that actually can dump. So you can put, I think it's 3,000 liters of grain or other material, and kind of drive it around and dump it. There's also a flatbed pickup that you could put some pallets on. It has a, you can get it with an autoload script, so you could do pallets, you could do bales. You could load manually, and now that particular pickup includes a really cool ability to take the side and back flatbed racks off, and then you could buy a I think it's 3,000 liter liquid tank that holds any type of liquid that's in the game. It holds fuel, milk, fuel, milk, water, I think slurry, digestate. It might even hold liquid fertilizer. That's a pretty cool thing. And then the third pickup is kind of a forestry pickup. It has a like a wood rack that extends up a fair bit and has auto load for logs, and the two sides open up. It's really cool. So GTX here is the mastermind behind those pickups. So if y'all haven't checked those out, I'd encourage you to go download those and check them out. If you like them, please give them a good rating in the mod hub. There was also a Tatra Phoenix AR truck that works with the infamous AR pack that came out a few weeks ago in the mod hub. Now that truck has some interesting features. I don't know if that truck would technically be allowed on this contest because the truck has 3-point hitch in the front and the back, and has a PTO in the front and the back. So I don't know how realistic that is with respect to a real truck. I've never seen trucks with 3-point hitch connections, but maybe they exist, maybe. But you could imagine putting a if you caught my stream the other day where we used the Pottinger autoloader to load up wood chips, you could have the Pottinger on the front of that truck and have a AR tipper module on the back of the truck, and then you could be pulling a trailer with another AR module on the back, and basically have the ability to load up all kinds of crazy wood chips or anything else, if you will. So I encourage you to check out those 3 mods put out by Andy here, who is a fabulous modder. Top-notch stuff. Check it out. Give him a good rating. If you like it, of course, but I can't fathom that you wouldn't like it once you tried them. No problem on the I can't do product placement because I don't want to waste money on the challenge and put them in the map. If I wasn't worried about spending money, I would plop a pickup in here and some other stuff. But I gotta be a little frugal with my money spent. I did splurge a little bit on the fuel and maintenance trailer, because when I added when we upgraded to Seasons 1.1, we only have to do maintenance now once a year. And since there's pretty much only 1 or 2 things that I plan on owning for the entire calendar year, there isn't much that I really need to do maintenance on. So I kind of splurged to get that, but that's one cool trailer anyway. So you know, they say what's the saying, something about daddy and his toys or something. So this field would make a really nice grass field. I've got my eye on this field to buy this autumn, which will actually be just in a couple game days. Once I suspect the next mission that we'll be able to run on this field will be a harvest mission. Then we'll probably run a plow mission on this field, and maybe a fertilized mission or 2. And then about the time I think that we've got as much free work out of this field as possible, we'll buy it up, put grass in here for year 3 of the challenge, and basically make a big push at year 3 to make as many silage bales as we can. So those of you in chat, What are some of your favorite mods out there in the mod hub? What kind of mods get your excitement going? Really like this coon sprayer. I find it interesting that they paired it with a white Voltra. Is there some type of color coding, color matching going on here? I mean, it seems to work pretty good, right? Again, this last time we ran a mission on this field at night, I noticed that sign flickered and flashed, and I think I made a comment that there aren't too many maps that I've seen that have lights that do that. I think it's pretty cool. Wouldn't mind seeing more lights do that. I've seen some street lights on this map also where the lights kind of flicker and flash. How you doing, Robert? Thanks for coming in the stream. So while we also have a break in the action here, I wanted to remind everybody that the prize for this contest is a copy of the Platinum DLC, or Platinum expansion, that's coming out in November. So this challenge needs to be finished by November 1st. We're playing 3 years at 6-day seasons, so that's 72 game days. And I have said that should I be the victor, I plan on giving away the Platinum DLC to one lucky viewer. And the way to enter is on episode 72, which we still have 37 episodes to go. But on episode 72, in the comments, the first person to tell me the total number of bales that I sell for the entire 3 years of the challenge will win the Platinum DLC, should I be named the winner. In the event that someone can't name the exact number of bales, then whoever comes closest will win. The one little hint that I will give will be that bales may consist of something more than silage bales. And the big hint on that is that we do have sheep. Old guy Farmer wants to know if he can enter if he gets it right. Well, I guess if you want to give your Platinum DLC back to yourself, would that be considered Indian giving? Or is that not Indian giving because I'm just giving it back to you? Very nice. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. So we haven't got much reputation with her, but we're working on it. Alright, let's go up here and clean up our little sheeps. I do want to check on the sheep price. We are documenting that. 34.20, 32.40. Summer day 6. So sheep are coming down in price. And we got to get the tractor, which is up here. We got to clean up. Well, you can't guess now. I sure hope we sell a heck of a lot more than 783. We've already sold 300 and 300 and some. There's that wonderful trailer that I said I splurged on. I'll need to use it to refill this tractor at some point. Refuel it. Not refill it. Oh, I thought I hooked up to you. There we go. The fertilizer spreader is also my rear counterweight. I used that when I was picking up 2 square bales at a time. See, how are our sheepies doing? Oh, they're doing pretty good. How are we doing financially? $29,744 in greenhouses, $25,000 in positive income, $866 in property maintenance, $808 in running costs. 809. Well, that's really interesting. So this day and this day we were still logging. Vehicle leasing costs. This is where we leased. What did we lease? I don't even remember what we leased. Then this is where we had, this is the first day we mowed with the Big M. Oh, we leased that rake. That's what we leased here on those 2 days. So it's interesting that our Ponzi Scorpion and the truck and the trailer was basically 809 vehicle running costs. And now that we've got the Big M and the baler and the tractor, We're at 808. That's rather interesting how close those are. So it's nice to see we got about 25,000 of steady positive income while we're here baling. We've got a pretty decent wool price. We're going to need to keep an eye on that. We were able to sell a fair bit of wool in the spring with great demand. So we may just hold on to it, waiting for a great demand. We don't have to really sell any of this wool until the 3rd year. So we don't have anything better to do. We might as well just go down here and fertilize this field while we're waiting for the sun to come up. See how the trains just kind of the custom skins kind of glow in the middle of the night. Incredible. How was I that close to I swear I think I have the worst tractors as far as lights go. Can't see anything at night. Right. So what I don't know now is should we do field 11 or should we do field 23 tomorrow? I think we're going to go over to field 11 and bail that one up. Then we'll make our way down here to field 23. And then maybe, just maybe, the big field over there will be ready. That would be really great if that field was ready. By the time we were done baling and mowing these other fields. So these two fields and this field is in the same growth state, even though we just mowed these fields literally 2 days ago. It's rather interesting. So we still have this field and this field that we can harvest, but it's rather interesting that these two fields that we literally just mowed in game day 4 of summer have the same growth state as this field here, which was planted last winter. Maybe next summer we'll see, or next spring we'll see some rather interesting grass growth. Alright, so with that, guys, we're going to save out, and we'll come back tomorrow and stream game day 6, which is the last day of summer. I'm awful at basketball. So until next time, happy farming, guys. Save. And we're going to quit out. And see you tomorrow.